Are there any rookies who you feel are struggling early on specifically because of the situation they are in, where maybe the fit hasn't been as perfect?
Yeah. I mean, look, like, when do we want to have the Scoot conversation, right? Because look, Scoot
Yeah.
has not been awesome in the 5 games that he played before he got
Mhm.
hurt. Turned his ankle in a game against Detroit, if I remember correctly. And the fit has not been ideal for Scoot. And it's something that we see with a lot of young guards who go to these bad teams. Spacing is the great drug of the NBA, right? Spacing makes everything look better for younger guards offensively. It makes everything look better for everybody offensively in the NBA. The Portland Trailblazers have abysmal spacing. Matisse Thybulle was largely in the lineup when Scoot Henderson went down. Tumani
Mhm.
Kamara, who has been an impressive rookie in his own right to this point, was also in the rotation and has now since moved into the starting lineup for the Portland Trailblazers. Neither of those guys are shooting threats. I don't know what Kamara's offensive role is going to be long term. Thybulle doesn't really have an offensive role, I think it's fair to say at this point.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton has not rolled to the rim often enough. Let's go with or ever. Like I honestly don't know if I've seen him roll to the rim like all the way to the basket once. Do you know how many
He shot
free
nine. He shot
throws?
9. I was about to say it.
That's
I was
right.
just about to say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
9.
Did I catch a niner in
Nueve.
there?
Yeah.
Like,
Nueve.
are you
That's it.
talking through a walkie-talkie right now? Seriously. DeAndre Ayton is 7 foot, 260 pounds, and dudes bounce off of him. Roll hard to the basket, please. That's how you create space in the mid-range for Scoot Henderson to be able to be effective. And look, Scoot has been all over the map so far. The game looks fast for him. He has not shot it well, obviously. Being a teenage guard in the NBA is the hardest thing there is to be in the NBA, I think. It is so difficult with how many things that you're managing on a possession by possession basis, trying to get other people involved, trying to find your own shot, trying to adjust to the speed of the game all at once, right?
Yep.
You look at the way Scoot was playing, I thought that it all came down to just the final product for him because things were moving quickly. I thought that in those 5 games he played, he got where he wanted to on the court. It wasn't an issue of, oh, he couldn't get here, he couldn't get there, he didn't have the burst, didn't have the explosiveness. It was just, okay, things are moving a little bit fast. The court's a little clogged. I'm not making shots right now. We're adjusting. And he looked better, I thought, over the course of his last 2 games that he played after those initial 3 that were really rough. And we'll see where he goes coming back from this. But I think that the fit around Scoot, I would love to see Portland, have more shooters on the court potentially. And I think that this is a conversation worth having as well. This is kind of a different conversation. I'll kind of tilt the question on its axis a little bit, maybe. I love what I've seen from Asar Thompson in flashes, and I love the way he moves without the ball. I do wonder about the fit long term between him and Cade Cunningham. And this is something that I talked about when he was drafted. It's something I've talked about since, and we've seen it because Monty Williams exacerbates this by playing Asar Thompson and Killian Hayes together with Jalen Duren a lot of the time in starting lineups with Cade Cunningham, and gives Cade literally no space to operate. But what I've always envisioned for Cade, because he's not the most explosive athlete and is instead like a super processor of basketball who can decelerate and everything at a super high level, I've always thought like a spread court pick and roll attack was the best scenario for him. And based off of who Detroit has drafted in Asar Thompson, I think Jaden Ivey and Cade are going to be a fine combination. We saw that on Monday night when they played Denver. Jokic got kicked out and everything. But the way that Jaden and Cade, I thought, played off of each other was really strong. I love that Jaden can bend defenses with his speed. I love that Cade can bend defenses with his manipulation and ball screens. And then you have Jaden who can, drive to the basket off of those manipulations, everything like that, right? But Asar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart playing the 4, Jalen Duren, who I think could be a really good rim running partner for those guys. That I worry about the way that all of these pieces fit together as a young core. Like the Pistons front office, as James Edwards reported on Tuesday, can talk all they want about, we haven't seen this roster together. We need to get a better feel for where everything is. The problem to me is that you're building around a core group of 4 guys here that you've drafted highly in Cade, Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren. 2 of them can sort of shoot in Cade and Jaden, but neither of them are great shooters right now. I think Cade is a little bit better of a shooter than the percentages say, but he's not a great shooter right now. Jaden can knock down catch and shoots, but he's not great. Asar can't shoot. And then on top of it, Jalen Duren, I think, can't shoot. And currently there are 2 players in the NBA that have a sub 20 usage percentage that are averaging over 2.5 turnovers per game. They are Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. Neither of them have really been able to play with the ball in their hands effectively yet. So I worry about the way the roster fits together in a real way in Detroit.